Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Ryan and welcome back to a brand new video on Hijomeatman News, and today we're kind of having a little bit of a different video. It's a little bit more like a mini Let's Talk. Obviously it's just myself because Jamie's got some other things to do. We will be doing the full Argentina Grand Prix Let's Talk throughout the week, so look forward to that. Be coming out probably Wednesday or Thursday. But before the video starts, I want you guys to make sure you leave your questions, your comments about this particular video and this particular rider, so we can go through them and react to kind of your questions, answer your questions that you've got about this. We wasn't going to introduce this little fan question point. We were going to trial it this weekend, see how many responses we get, and then just kind of say, that was a trial. But we did kind of trial it to see how many responses we get, and it will be coming in full swing for Europe. So when we get to Europe, we'll be answering your questions at the end of every Let's Talk. But for this upcoming Let's Talk, for a one-off kind of thing, we will be answering your questions on this topic and this topic only. So make sure you leave your comments down below. Go over to Facebook, direct messages on there, tweet us at HMSGP. All the links to all the stuff is down in the description. You can Instagram us and comment on Instagram posts, but just let us know what you think should have happened. So with that said, let's get straight into the video. And this video is literally about one man and one man only, and that is the number 93 Repsol Honda rider, Marc Marquez. Because, well, today it was nothing less of stupid, dangerous, unacceptable. You could go on. The list goes on. The words that you can use to describe him today could go on. So, it all started on the grid, okay? There was a big kind of kerfuffle. Jack Miller went on the slick tyres, everybody else on the wet. Race was, getting ready to start, going through the grid. I punched my desk. Going through the grid, going through the interviews, going through all the, the pre-race stuff that you see every single race, week in, week out. And then all of a sudden everyone ran off the grid, took all the bikes off the grid because the track was drying after a rain kind of downpour that we had just before the race. The track dried up, everyone went in, got slick tyres. Jack Miller was left on the grid alone. Obviously, as you can imagine, he wouldn't be very happy because there was the gap. We'll be doing another video on this, whether or not he got robbed of a victory. But there was a gap. People should have started, kind of in pit lane or back in the grid or wherever that they really should have started. But we'll talk about that in another video. But once they got back round, after the warm-up lap, Marc Marquez stalled his bike. Now, the rules are for when you stall a bike, you stop on the grid, you put your hand up, you wait for the yellow flags to come out, and then somebody from IRTA or Dorna will come out and assist you, pull you off into pit lane. You start your bike, you start the race from pit lane. But Marc Marquez, being Marc Marquez, took matters into his own hand, went off, bump started the bike, got this bike started, and went and kind of rode back down the wrong way on the track, whilst everyone else was in the grid starts down the wrong way, and then turned back, went the wrong way again, and then into his grid slot. So that's one kind of irresponsible riding that he's done. So that's one a reason for a penalty. So that's that. Then he got a ride-through penalty for that incident. He got to the lead of the race, got given a ride-through penalty, done the ride-through penalty, came out in 19th position. Funnily enough, he was still ahead of Lorenzo, who had a disaster weekend. He had to make it work and he didn't. So he was out there in front of Lorenzo and Simeon, I think it was. And then he was closing up to the back of the Aprilia of Aleix Espargaro. At the final corner, went down the inside, hit the rear of Aleix Espargaro and sent him off the track. Aleix did actually just say in an interview just now that the hit he got off Petrucci, which we didn't actually see on camera, was a bigger hit. So I don't know what's going on with Aleix. He was the target today, but Marc Marquez hit Aleix Espargaro and sent him off the circuit. So that is another reason for a penalty. He got a penalty. He got to he had to drop a position to kind of make sure he kind of didn't gain too much after knocking a rider off the circuit. Then he made the move on Taka Nakagami and pushed him wide onto the dirty part. Bear in mind that on the first lap, Zarco went up the inside of Marquez's teammate Pedrosa, put him on the wet stuff and he high-sided. So that could have been dangerous in itself. He could have took Nakagami out, but obviously because nothing happened, it was just a very aggressive move, pushed him wide onto the wet stuff. He got away with that. And then things well, all hell broke loose because he was going round, he had to drop that position, he dropped that position, and then he went charged, fastest laps, coming in left, right and centre, and he got onto the back of the Movistar Yamaha Valentino Rossi at the final corner, and he did exactly the same as what he did to Aleix Espargaro, up the inside, hit Rossi. Rossi then went wide. He would have probably, I reckon, kept it on the circuit, but Marc, I think, thought he was going to crash himself, so he sat the bike up slightly just to slow it down a little bit more so he didn't run off into the grass, forcing Rossi to sit up. Going into the grass, Rossi tips over, and he basically crashed. So there's another reason. Marc Marquez causing another rider to crash. Yeah, okay, Rossi did the same thing to him in Sepang in 2015, but Rossi was running wide. I think it was more of a pushing wide and knock him off, whereas Marquez physically knocked him off. He actually made heavy contact with him, pushed him off, and then Rossi obviously went in the grass and slid off. He got given a 30-second time penalty for that, which did drop him from P5, I think he got in the end, or P6, down into P16, P17, around there. So he didn't get any points. But the question is that enough? Does Marc Marquez deserve more of a penalty to make him learn? Because, to be honest, that race from start to finish was just unacceptable, really. Irresponsible riding. So does Marc Marquez deserve more of a penalty? I think a race ban would be more suitable because, you know, he's not exactly new to causing incidents and knocking riders off. He knocked, you know, Ratchet Willerot in 2012, was it? Or 2011 in Phillip Island on an in-lap. The flag was out. The flag had been out for a long time. I think it came out halfway round Marquez's last lap and he didn't see the checkered flag. How you don't see 2 or 3 checkered flags that you have on various points of the straight is beyond me. He went round on a flying lap, set in probably red sectors, and obviously Raspat Wheeler is cruising because it's finished the session and he rams him up the back, causing a big crash. He then also had a bit of incidents with Paul Espargaro, pushing him off, knocking him off a few times as well in Moto2. And then also that crash in Valencia, knocking Corsi off. So he's not exactly new to having these incidents and really irresponsible riding. He's done some dangerous things in MotoGP as well. So I think maybe Marquez deserves a race ban to really just calm him down because, you know, like I said, he's not new to this. And, you know, he's knocked 2 riders off, kind of. Aleix went off into the grass, so, you know, you could class that. So he's knocked 2 riders off the circuit, one of them off their bike, costing him what could have been a P5 or a P6 for Valentino. He could have been up in 5th, 6th position in the championship, 5th, 6th. No, he's now in 8th position. So I think Marc Marquez definitely deserves more of a penalty than what he actually got because it was unacceptable, basically, what he did. But, you know, the race direction over the weekend has been poor, to say the least. Canet got away with knocking Yurchenko off in practice. Toba got away with knocking Darren Binder off in the race. Zarco got away with practically knocking Pedrosa off in the race, forcing him out wide. And they all didn't get the penalties. So it's been very up and down for race direction this weekend. And, well, they did kind of step up in the race a little bit. But is it enough? I don't think so. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. That's going to wrap it up for today because it's been a little bit longer than expected and it is getting on a bit late. But like I said, leave your comments or your questions down in the comment section below on this topic, on this whole penalty topic. We will answer them in the Let's Talk that we will be releasing throughout the week. I think it will be about Wednesday, Thursday time. So make sure, keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm not going to guarantee a date because when I say a date, we'll never stick to that date because Jamie's got to upload his footage. I've got to then download it and it all takes a long time. So, yeah, there we go. Like I said, leave your comments down below or head over to our Facebook page, DM us on Twitter, Instagram or Facebook, or leave your comments on any of those posts and we shall get them out on the Let's Talk. So, yeah, do you think Marquez deserves a penalty? I think he deserves more than what he got. So, yeah, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave the like button, hit the like button, hit subscribe. There we go. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.